This is News 8 Now, this morning.
I would certainly do your research, go on to the CDC website and read about the vaccine. Also, call your healthcare team, talk to your healthcare provider or the nurses, and they'll give you all the information that you need and you can make the, decision if that's right for you.
One filter should be around $10 to $15. Generally, you don't want to go with the cheapest option on the shelf, but you don't have to go with the most expensive either.
We're going to get through, Halloween and get through that, then we're kind of right into the holidays. So it's almost baptism by fire, but the crew's ready to go and we're ready to flip into the holiday season and we can't wait.
Well, a good Tuesday morning to you. I'm Jordan Fremstad.
And I'm Derek Sibley.
Well, that Hy-Vee location opening right now if you want to check it out this morning. And
check it out.
What kind of weather can people expect as they head out to check out that new location?
Well, it's going to be pretty cold here once again, right? But at least we're not going to be dealing with the thick cloudy skies like what we had yesterday. Wind chills will still be a concern here throughout the day, including this morning. Right now, we're looking at the upper 20s to low 30s as you head out there. So if you're heading off toward new location openings, looking at these temperature readings into the upper 20s, low 30s, so you'll need that jacket here. 27 right now in Eau Claire, and wind chill factors in the upper teens, if not low to mid 20s this morning too. So that's why we're telling you to bundle up outside this morning, as these temperatures are just not going away here, at least over today. Looking at a few clouds here moving in around the Coulee region now, but overall skies though are looking clear, and we do expect mainly clear weather conditions to continue throughout the day with temperatures in the low 30s at 11, then the upper 30s at noon today. We should see the low 40s though arrive later this afternoon. Lots of sunshine, but still a very chilly day in store, and that's because our wind speeds will begin to pick up here as we progress throughout the day today. Jordan will talk more about that as well in the full weather forecast.
All right, sounds good. Thanks a lot, Derek. Well, in case you weren't aware, it is pretty cold outside and furnaces are firing up, some for the first time this season. And heating technicians tell News 8 Now they are taking plenty of calls for service. News 8 Now's Emily Haugen explains what technicians are finding and how you can prevent problems before they happen.
When it gets cold outside, all you want to do is bring the heat.
This time of year, temperatures drop, and we always expect a lot of phone calls.
Heating technicians know turning up the thermostat might reveal some problems.
If people don't get tune-ups, I guess, dirty flame sensor.
Riley Hegg is a service tech.
Plug drains if they don't get a tune-up.
And a lot of those problems, he says, could be avoided.
Normally, we recommend a yearly checkup on the system.
Places like Paulson on Alaska offer annual checkups. Techs like Hegg take a look at problems before they happen.
Dirty filters, that's a big one if you don't get a tune-up or if you're not regularly changing your filter.
And those air filters come at a relatively inexpensive cost.
One filter should be around $10 to $15. Generally, you don't want to go with the cheapest option on the shelf, but you don't have to go with the most expensive either.
This is something Rasmussen suggests you replace every 2 to 3 months.
A furnace should last about 15 to 20 years is a good guideline. Furnaces probably start around $4,000.
So $15 is a small price to pay compared to those big repairs.
Some advice that might come a little late, but there is still some warm season left. Technicians advise turning on the furnace and checking how it runs before the heating season begins. That way you can get ahead of any problems you may have. Well, a new downtown La Crosse business is going green. The Gunderson Dental Specialties building near 3rd and State is installing more than 150 solar panels. Employees say the panels will reduce the building's electric bill by thousands of dollars in just a few years. However, they say the solar panels are about more than the financial benefit. The addition, they say, will benefit the community.
Gunderson puts on solar panels for two main reasons. We want to, number one, lower the cost of healthcare. And then number two, we want to reduce the harmful emissions in the air for our community.
Although the solar panels are expected to be installed by the end of the week, the new Gunderson facility will not open until next spring. The Mayo Clinic Health System Flu Shot Clinic is now open. Anyone can get a flu vaccine, COVID booster, or both. Flu vaccines are available as a shot or nasal spray. Mayo has the updated COVID-19 vaccines that can fight newer strains of the virus. You can get both vaccines during one visit. If you are hesitant about getting the flu shot, nurses recommend doing your research on a respected site.
I would certainly do your research, go on to the CDC website and read about the vaccines. Also, call your healthcare team, talk to your healthcare provider or the nurses, and they'll give you all the information that you need, and you can make the, decision if that's right for you.
According to the CDC, flu activity right now is low, but it is ramping up in the southern parts of the U.S. already. Mayo's Flu Clinic will be open Monday through Friday from 8 to 5:30. It is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and patients are sharing their stories to educate women about the disease and the importance of early detection. Naomi Ruckham introduces us to a woman being treated for triple-negative breast cancer, which is more common for Black women.
Renee Williams gets mammograms and does self-exams with her family history of breast cancer. Earlier this year, the 52-year-old felt a lump.
My mom passed away from breast cancer when I was 5 years old. I always had a feeling that either me or my sisters, one of us would end up with it, and it ended up being me.
Renee was diagnosed with triple-negative breast cancer. The aggressive cancer is more common in women under 40 who are Black or who have a BRCA1 mutation. The cancers are more likely to come back after treatment and have a poorer outlook than other breast cancers.
Triple-negative breast cancer is a very scary diagnosis, but it does sound like there's hope.
Yes, absolutely. So
Dr. Sylvia Adams with NYU Langone Health says adding immunotherapy to the standard chemotherapy is a major advance in treatment for patients, including Renee.
We actually had a very early good clinical response and were able to take her to surgery earlier, and she had no residual cancer at time of surgery, which predicts an excellent outcome and cure.
For patients with early disease, clinical trials are underway to better tailor treatments.
Make sure that patients have less side effects from the chemotherapy. Maybe we can do less chemotherapy in some patients.
I don't care what diagnosis you get. That doesn't mean it's a death sentence.
Renee wants women to know early detection is critical.
Sometimes you won't feel it. Go and get your mammograms.
The mother and grandmother is starting radiation. She's back at work as an oncology clerk and grateful to help others going through what she has.
The American Cancer Society estimates nearly 288,000 new breast cancer cases will be diagnosed in women this year. Triple-negative breast cancer accounts for 10 to 15% of all breast cancers. Well, October is also Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and a Winona group is spreading that awareness with style. The Advocacy Center of Winona invited people to have their hair dyed purple. Purple is the chosen color of Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Event organizers say it is a great way to build awareness and community.
We've shown movies and stuff, but that's more for older audiences, so this is a good way for kids to possibly get involved. Painting nails, dyeing hair, that's temporary, is a good way for them to kind of get excited about it and maybe learn something.
This isn't the only way the Advocacy Center is getting the word out. The Clothesline Project will be displayed at multiple locations around Winona all month. You can see this week at Winona State University. The Halloween spirit is in the air, and the Holmen Area Community Center is hosting its first ever Pumpkin Fest this Saturday. This will kick off with a pumpkin decorating contest. Halfway Creek Trail will also be lined with pumpkins decorated by area 5th graders for a night of trick-or-treating. Organizers say this event will be great for the Holmen community.
Holmen is just such a great community to be a part of and live in, and we're always trying to get the community members, old and young, just to try to get together.
Pumpkin Fest will be at Holmen American Legion from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. on Saturday. Admission will be free for everyone who attends. Still to come on your Tuesday morning news, the newest Hy-Vee location in La Crosse finally opens its doors this morning. What shoppers can expect in the new store just ahead. And hearing aids are now available for purchase over the counter, where you can buy hearing aids and more coming up after the break. With that in mind, we are sending you to break with something to put the good in your Tuesday morning. A competitive pumpkin grower is boasting the biggest pumpkin in Wisconsin, weighing in at over 2,000 pounds. Its maker, Tom Monsma, has been nursing this giant since mid-April for the Wisconsin Giant Pumpkin Growers Competition. In just over 90 days, the score went from the size of a golf ball to a pumpkin that weighs about a ton. Hitting the 2,000-pound milestone meant a lot to Maansma because it was a promise he made to his mother. Now it's a reality for sure. 10 after the hour, we got your latest forecast coming up in just a few minutes. You're watching News 8 Now this morning. We'll be right back right after this.
City Cam 8 looking quiet. Temperatures here this morning into the upper 20s to low 30s. It's 29 though in La Crosse and 27 in Eau Claire. And we got wind chill factors feeling much colder than that too. When you factor in the wind speeds outside, it makes it feel like it's into the upper teens to low 20s this morning. We got a few clouds here across the area now, but overall skies will continue to clear out. And we're expecting lots of sunshine here today with temperatures in the 40s here this afternoon. 44 degrees in West Salem. Highs reaching 44 in Soldiers Grove and 40 today in Viroqua, 43 in Stoddard and 41 in Westby. Highs reaching 43 in Sparta and 44 today in Black River Falls. 42 though if you're in Blair, and it'll be 42 as well in Eau Claire with 42 in Chippewa Falls. Overall low 40s today really. Under mostly sunny skies across the north zones. Bundle up out there for the morning bus stop. 33 degrees, mostly sunny but still chilly throughout the day. Sunshine here this afternoon around dismissal. Temperatures at 41. I'll be back with another check on your weather forecast in just a bit.
The doors are open to a new space where you can go to check off your grocery list. Today, the La Crosse new Hy-Vee store location just opened about 15 minutes ago. It has more than 105,000 square feet of space, featuring several departments and amenities, including hibachi, a sit-down bar, and a floral department. Employees say their 600-person crew is ready for a busy couple of months.
We're going to get through, Halloween and get through that, then we're kind of right into the holidays. So it's almost baptism by fire, but the crew's ready to go and we're ready to flip into the holiday season, and we can't wait.
Hy-Vee offers multiple programs, including a Gas Perks Rewards program. The president and CEO of the store says it makes sense to help customers save on both groceries and gas.
And we just feel like it's a good marriage. It's a great opportunity for us to be able to save customers money on fuel at the same time while shopping with us. So it just, on both fronts, it makes a lot of sense for us and our customer.
The doors opened at 6 o'clock this morning, as we mentioned. It is located next to Valley View Mall. Hearing aids are now available over the counter, and it's a major change taking effect today in Minnesota and across the country. Jonah Kaplan has the story.
The FDA estimates 15% of adults in America experience hearing loss, and many of them don't even realize it's happening.
I was in office and my coworkers were like, "You're kind of funny. We can talk on the left side of you and you don't even turn towards us when we say your name." And I'm like, oh.
4 years later, Bertie Konix remains grateful to them and to her hearing aid, which she credits for drastically improving her quality of life and communication abilities. But she's also still experiencing the sticker shock.
The price tag, holy mackerel. I was not prepared for that. I was fully insured. My insurance did not cover it.
If she was diagnosed today, Konix could actually shop over the counter now instead of prescription, thanks to a 2017 law that took effect October 17th. Pharmacies will carry them, even some box stores like Best Buy, and the savings could be hundreds or even thousands of dollars.
The rollout is going to take time. At Best Buy on Monday, hearing aids only available online, not on the shelves, which means you'd have to wait till it arrives at your house after you bought it to do a fitting and try them out. After that, audiologists, the message is very clear. This is a great first step, but it's not like buying Tylenol, NyQuil, or even a TV. You're buying sophisticated technology to treat a chronic condition, and it goes inside your body.
Heidi Hill, an audiologist and Osseo, urging shoppers to read all of the fine print, especially the warranty, since hearing aids, like many electronics, need maintenance and can break.
Are you going to be covered if they break down? And how long is that coverage for? And what happens when they do break? Are you going to be able to repair them like we can with prescriptive hearing aids? Or are you out and you have to start all over?
The OTC price is still high, but Hill, like Bertie Konix, stressing how invaluable it is to make hearing loss mainstream and put it on the radar for millions of Americans.
And Best Buy says the products will be available starting next week.
Looking at clear skies now, temperatures at 29 degrees and northwest winds at 13. A river stage 4.88 feet and rising here. Current conditions in Eau Claire at 27 degrees, partly cloudy skies and northwest winds lighter at around 9 miles an hour. Temperatures across the rest of the area, mainly in those upper 20s. Some of us, though, those low 30s, but it continues to cool down here this morning with wind chill factors also a concern. You're going to need to bundle up out there as we're looking at feel-like temperatures now into the upper teens to low 20s. Forecast high temperatures today, not looking too warm. And once again, we're going to be mainly into the low to mid 40s this afternoon. Daycast here today, 31 degrees and a few clouds, 36 sunny and chilly, and still pretty cold at 5, 41 and clear and cold conditions as well this evening. Temperatures at 35 degrees by 9 o'clock. So we're under the influence between this low here to the east, which is also driving some lake effect snow here across the upper peninsula of Michigan. To the west, we got a surface area of high pressure. So we're kind of stuck in between these features. That's why our pressure gradient is high. In other words, the wind speeds are picking up, and we're looking at some cold air being driven in from the north from Canada, which is helping to cool us down quite a bit. Clouds here are decreasing now, and we will continue to look at decreasing cloud cover through the day, but our wind speeds will continue to pick up out of the north to northwest at 15 to 25 before decreasing between 5 to 10 as we head into tonight. 10 to 15 mile per hour wind speeds tomorrow, so not as strong there. In addition to that, those clouds will continue to clear out. So the good news here today is we're looking mainly sunny and overall pretty dry across the area. A few clouds, though, develop as we head into tonight, and a few more clouds will persist as we head into the day tomorrow, but not looking at overcast skies by any means. It's really not until around Wednesday night that we may be looking at some increasing cloud cover. Notice the winds, though, coming out of the westerly direction by that point, and even the southwesterly direction here later as we progress through the week, and you'll see that there, especially around 11 p.m. on Thursday evening, and that in turn is going to help drive in some warmer air, which is going to help warm us up into the upper 60s to low 70s. So just hang in there a little bit longer because we will be looking at some warmer air moving in to help increase our temperatures quite a bit by the end of the work week before our next cool down arrives by early next week. All right, so let's get to your 8-day forecast, and you can see that we will be looking at some pretty dry but cool conditions through at least Thursday, and then again that warm up here this weekend, or the end of this week into this weekend, and we'll be looking at a chance of rain here by early next week with some cooler temperatures moving in. Stay tuned, though. We're back with much more news and weather still to come right here on News 8 Now this morning. For now, we're taking a quick break. Here's a look at what happened on this day in history. We'll be right back. Only a few clouds here this morning. That's nothing what we had yesterday when it was just completely cloudy. Luckily, those clouds will continue to clear out currently across the area now, as you can see, looking mainly clear with temperatures into the 20s and even the low 30s. So overall cold and overall a chilly start here too. Check out the wind chill factors here into the upper teens to low 20s. So it feels much colder on bare skin as you head out the door, so make sure to bundle up. And also do the same thing here as you head out the door with you and your furry friend here. Looking mainly clear and cold. Sunny skies for the afternoon. Clear skies will last us as we head into the evening. And for your mowing forecast this morning, yeah, you may want to stay warm out there if you plan on doing that. Luckily, that season is coming to an end. Temperatures in the low 40s, around 3, with lots of sunshine. I'll be back with your commute forecast in just a bit.
Welcome to the Blitz. Last week in London was bad. Sunday at Lambeau was even worse. The Packers dropping their second game in a row. They're 3-3 now on the year, 2 games behind the Vikings in the NFC North, and this team is searching for answers. The Green and Gold didn't have a lot of those in Sunday's 27-10 loss to the Jets. The Packers couldn't get anything going offensively, especially on the ground. Just 60 yards rushing for Green Bay on Sunday. The game was tied at halftime, but after the break, the Packers had no answer on the defensive side of the ball. The Jets running all over the Packers, and in the fourth, it's Breece Hall giving New York a 14-point lead. Packers fall by 17 at home. It's the first time Green Bay has lost back-to-back games in the Matt LaFleur era. After the game, the players saying it's all about execution, and right now, they're just not getting it done.
I mean, we got the right guys in our locker room. They ain't gonna let a loss, 2 losses in a row to just mess up our whole season. So we got to go back to the drawing board. We all got to look at each other critically and figure it out.
Most importantly, I think it's just unacceptable
being here, playing for the Green Bay Packers. We know what the standard is, we know what the expectations are, and we failed to reach that. So it's a long season, so still have 11 opportunities left to be able to go out there and to change the narrative, of how we've been as an offensive unit and as a team as well.
I don't really want to talk too much. We got another week ahead. We got Washington. And like I said, I'm excited. I'm ready for another opportunity to get this bad taste out of our mouth, man. Like I said, we understand the standard. We understand where we want to go. We just got to do it.
Packers will look to bounce back Sunday in D.C. against the 2-4 Commanders. Wild looking for their first win of the year last night, taking on Colorado. Avalanche up 2 early in the third, but the Wild cut the deficit back to 1 thanks to this one-timer from Kirill Kaprizov. That makes it 4-3 Colorado, but with 5 minutes to go, Avalanche gets some insurance on the power play. Nathan McKinnon gets credit for that goal, deflects off his stick. Colorado goes back up 2. Wild fall to 0-3 on the year. They drop this one 6-3. That'll do it for the Blitz. We'll see you tonight.
Breaking overnight, if you have federal student loans, you might be eligible for thousands of dollars in relief. StudentAid.gov is now taking debt relief applications from people with federal student loans. But could extra spending power increase inflation? Some Democrats say no, but the nonpartisan Committee for a Responsible Federal Budget says yes. The U.S. District Judge could soon decide whether to temporarily block it. Rehousing goals are possible. San Antonio has become the first city to not only reach but also surpass their rehousing homeless goal. The city relocated 1,600 people into permanent housing. Officials say there are still those without shelter and plan to keep working to help those unhoused. This November, education is on the ballot. According to the Wisconsin Department of Public Instruction, voters statewide will be asked to approve 81 school referendums. One reason is the state dollars haven't kept up with costs. For example, a report released last week tracked funding for special education. It found the La Crosse School District spent more than $11 million of general funds for all students to pay for special ed costs not covered by the government. In a one-on-one interview with News 8 Now, Republican candidate for governor Tim Michels pledged to provide more money to schools and more choices for parents.
I'm going to make sure that there's plenty of funding for education. We are going to improve the education system in Wisconsin by creating competition through universal school choice, which empowers parents, and that will make education better for everybody across the board.
Democratic Governor Tony Evers, a former public school teacher and state superintendent of public instruction, has long criticized Republican lawmakers for not increasing funding for public schools. Last month, Evers pledged to spend some of the state's projected budget surplus to increase funding for public K-12 schools by nearly $2 billion without raising property taxes. Abortion is also on the ballot. Democratic candidate for U.S. Senate Mandela Barnes is speaking out against Republican Senator Ron Johnson's views on reproductive rights. During his Ron Against Roe tour, Barnes told Wisconsin voters Senator Johnson has a history of not supporting a woman's right to make her own health care decisions and politicizing abortion.
The fact is, half of this country, half the population of the state, lost a constitutional right. That's what's at hand right now. We're talking about rights, and we're talking about freedom that needs to be protected. The rights and freedoms that Ron Johnson is all too happy to strip away from people.
According to the Associated Press, the majority of Democrats' ad spending this election season totals more than $124 million focused on abortion rights. Abortion rights have emerged as a driving factor for Democratic voters this fall, months after the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade. Advocates on both sides of the issue are voting in key battleground states in an effort to make sure their votes turn out, or voters turn out, I should say. Natalie Brand reports this morning.
In a key swing district within a battleground state, abortion rights advocates are canvassing 7 days a week.
I would say the stakes have never felt higher.
Courtney Baus is director for Planned Parenthood Votes in Pennsylvania, a state with both an open Senate seat and governor's race.
Abortion access is literally like in the balance this election.
The political arm of Planned Parenthood says it's investing a record $50 million nationwide, spending from Arizona to New Hampshire. On the other side of the issue, the Political Action Committee Susan B. Anthony Pro-Life America says it's focused on a similar map with a nearly $80 million budget. The group says it's also canvassing and provided these photos, but declined an interview.
It's respect for life.
Joseph Downey of Pennsylvanians for Human Life and Bucks County Pro-Life Coalition says while his group is not political, he's voting for candidates who are against abortion.
We're advocating for those who can't advocate for themselves. We're their voice. We're the only voice they have.
The single issue is energizing voters across the spectrum.
I generally vote pro-choice anyway, but I will now go straight for whoever is pro-choice across the board.
I think that it is a state issue.
But Bucks County resident Mike Snyder says a lot more will factor into his vote.
I would pray that no one I know is required or is forced to get an abortion, but at the same time, the economy is number one, energy prices would be number two, and crime would be number three.
In the final stretch, canvassers are competing for persuadable voters as the issue of abortion faces its next big test at the ballot box.
A new CBS News Battleground Tracker poll found the percentage of voters who say abortion is very important to them is a little lower now at about 54% compared to 59% in September. Well, it is about 3 weeks until Election Day, and today is your chance to learn about what you can expect on November 8th. Students and first-time voters are encouraged to go to the Southside Neighborhood Center from 9 to 4. The voter education event will help teach people about topics like absentee voting and voter accessibility. And if you're interested in becoming an election worker, you can sign up at that event. Buckle up and put down the phone. That is what the Wisconsin Department of Transportation is asking drivers to do. Over the past 2 years, Wisconsin's distracted driving-related deaths increased by 54%. So far this year, 31 people have died in distracted driving-related crashes. DOT officials say being distracted by a phone can cause a crash in seconds.
We've seen too many instances of, especially depending on what speed you're traveling at, taking your eyes off the road and looking down for only seconds can result in a tragedy.
Officials say people of all ages are involved in distracted driving-related crashes, and with winter on its way, their message becomes more important as the roads will start to freeze. Researchers in Wisconsin wanted to collect data on wild bumblebee nests this past summer, so they turned to man's best friend to help sniff the bees out. Megan Marshall has more.
Oh, look at that happy face. This one is affectionately named Betty White. You sit. Good boy. Her partner in crime is Ernie. You can jump. The dogs, along with Laura Holder, just spent the summer sniffing out bumblebee nests for researchers.
Nests in general are just super hard for humans to find by themselves. So any valuable, find for the dogs is going to be helpful for the researchers.
They're the Conservation Dogs Collective. Their slogan is making a sniffrance.
One thing I love watching with her too is like her tail set when she's working. I can tell if she's on like a mouse odor or our target odor. Nice double back there. Wait.
They're trained to locate Wisconsin's 20 species of bumblebees. This is a training day.
We train with different volumes of the bumblebee nest material because out in the wilds there could be, just a tiny little nest or a really large nest.
Jade Kohansky is a PhD student at UW-Madison and studies bumblebees. She explains that a dog's superior sense of smell makes it possible to locate nests and collect data on these important pollinators.
These dogs are super impressive, and when they find a nest, they know exactly where it is. And so if we can increase the efficiency and accuracy of finding bumblebee nests, that can really help us answer these other research questions of are there species-specific differences in nesting preferences, and are prey restorations helping them.
Sniffing around looking for bees may sound like you're asking for trouble, but problems are rare.
Bumblebees, you really have to make them upset for you or the dog to get stung. And I always have safety gear on me too. So they obviously have like oral Benadryl, but I also have injectable Benadryl.
The dogs are trained to detect more than just bee nests.
So we just had a team that came back from Iowa last week. So they were doing ornate box turtle surveys. Wood turtles are another thing in the area here that are of great importance.
It's an emerging field providing useful data for scientists, and looks like it will keep these valuable noses of Ernie and Betty White busy.
Now, if you've ever wondered why dogs have such strong sniffing sense other than humans, well, conservation dog experts say part of the dog's brain is devoted to analyzing smells, and it's around 40 times greater than our own.
Looking at a few clouds moving in across the Coulee region now, but otherwise skies continue to clear out this morning with current temperature readings mainly into the upper 20s to low 30s. But we do have wind chill factors, though, making it feel like it's into the teens and 20s this morning. We're at 46 degrees for the high today, mostly sunny, but still cold and chilly. Northwest winds 15 to 25 miles an hour. And for tonight, 26 degrees, mostly clear skies and still cold. Northwest winds lighter at around 10 to 15. So for today on the Drivecast, mostly sunny here this morning, lots of sunshine for the lunch hour, and then by the time we reach the evening commute, skies will still remain clear, but still pretty cold here on the drive back. I'll be back with a final check on your full weather forecast in just a bit. Jordan?
Thanks a lot, Derek. Well, fans of the South Korean K-pop group BTS will have to wait for future music projects as members carry out their mandatory military service. We'll have that and more coming up in the Buzz Report after the break. We'll be right back right after this.
Skies are looking clear now. Temperature is in the upper 20s. In fact, in La Crosse, it's 29 degrees. Here at News 8, downtown, 30 degrees. Northwest winds at 13 miles an hour, making the feel-like temperature at 19 degrees this morning. Let's take a look now at Eau Claire. You're at 27. Partly cloudy skies here for you. Light northwest winds at around 9 miles an hour. Temperatures across the rest of the area now, mainly into those upper 20s. Some of us into the low 30s, but you have to find areas like Boscobel to really find one of the only 30-degree readings here this morning. Otherwise, the wind chills are definitely a concern this morning. Bundle up out there as we're looking at current feel-like temperatures in the upper teens to low 20s as you head out the door. High temperatures today only into the mid-40s this afternoon. Going to be about 43 in Eau Claire and 46 today in La Crosse. Meanwhile, in Sparta to the east, you're looking at it only around 44 degrees, well below average here yet again for this time of year. 36 and chilly here by around noon, 41 sunny and cold by 5, and then by 9 o'clock, we're looking clear and cold temperatures at around 35 degrees. So to the east, we have low pressure that continues to spin and also providing lake effect snow towards the upper peninsula of Michigan and the Great Lakes. Looking at high pressure towards the west, so we're kind of stuck in between these two features. That's why we're looking at some pretty strong winds thanks to a pretty tight pressure gradient, but looks like this is going to begin to weaken here over the next couple of days. Still sending in some cold air, though, from the northwest from Canada, which is why our temperatures and wind chills are definitely feeling low. But we are looking at the clouds here decreasing throughout today. In fact, starting off that way here this morning. Notice the winds, though, begin to pick up 15 to 25 miles an hour today out of the northwest. That's why it will be quite chilly here yet again. And then by tonight, those wind speeds should begin to settle down here a bit. By tomorrow, not really much of a factor as far as our winds at around 5 to 10 miles an hour in many spots. Again, those clouds will continue to clear out. Lots of sunshine, dry air in place throughout the day. Only a few clouds begin to sneak in as we head into tonight's north and central. And then as we head into the day tomorrow, only a few clouds towards our west. And it looks like the same can be said as we head into Wednesday. Maybe a little bit more increasing cloud coverage, but notice the winds here coming out of the westerly direction. That's important because that's going to start up a warm-up trend here for us. Despite the clouds here on Thursday, the winds here still coming out of that mainly out of that westerly direction, even southwesterly here as we head into Friday, and that's really going to make a difference as far as our temperatures go, sending in that warmer air, which will make our temperatures warm up into the upper 60s to low 70s by the end of this work week and well into the weekend as well. Let's get a check now on your 8-day forecast, and you'll see that we'll be looking at mainly dry and clear conditions with highs warming up again into the upper 60s, low 70s Friday and this weekend. Chance of rain here early next week.
In our Buzz Report this morning, the members of the South Korean K-pop boy band BTS will carry out their mandatory military service. Group member Jin will initiate the process as soon as his solo release is concluded at the end of the month. Jimin will then follow the enlistment procedure of South Korea. The other members of the group plan to carry out their military service at later times. Harrison Ford is joining the Marvel Cinematic Universe. According to multiple reports, Ford will take over the role of General Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross, beginning with Captain America: New World Order, due out in 2024. He'll take over the MCU role for William Hurt, who died back in March. We have got a pair of birthdays to celebrate this Tuesday morning.
That's right. Happy 88th birthday to Joe. Joe is a vet who is known for his sense of humor and love for his family.
Happy birthday, Joe. A happy 8 months this morning to Adeline. She is a happy little girl who is learning how to crawl.
Happy birthday, Adeline. If you know a special someone turning 8 months, 8 years, 18, 80 years old, or 88 years old soon, we'd love to feature them.
Make sure you let us know. You're going to upload their photo right on our website. Again, that is news8000.com, and look for the Submit Pictures button right under the Home tab, and then you get your face shining bright here with yours truly and Derek Sibley.
We give you that special shout out.
For sure. We have got your latest forecasts coming up, plus everything you need to know in 5 minutes or less. We'll see you right back here in just a few minutes. Your morning news now on this Tuesday. It is about 3 weeks to Election Day, and today is your chance to learn more about what you can expect on November 8th. Students and first-time voters are encouraged to go to the Southside Neighborhood Center from 9 in the morning until 4 in the afternoon. The voter education event will help teach people about topics like absentee voting and voter accessibility. And if you're interested in becoming an election worker, you can sign up at this event. Anyone with hearing loss can now get hearing aids over the counter. They will be available at a lower cost. The FDA announced the move over the summer.
The people most helped are adults with.
Now, major retailers will sell the devices. It is recommended that people get a hearing test first before buying OTC aids. A new downtown La Crosse business is going green. The Gunderson Dental Specialties building near 3rd and State is installing more than 150 solar panels. Employees say the panels will reduce the building's electric bill by thousands of dollars in just a few years. However, they say the solar panels are about more than just the financial benefit. The addition will help benefit the community as well.
Gunderson puts on solar panels for two main reasons. We want to, number one, lower the cost of health care. And then number two, we want to reduce the harmful emissions in the air for our community.
Although the solar panels are expected to be installed by the end of the week, the new Gunderson facility will not open until spring. The Mayo Clinic Health System Flu Shot Clinic is now open. Anyone can get a flu vaccine, COVID booster, or both. Flu vaccines are available as a shot or nasal spray. Mayo has the updated COVID-19 vaccines that can fight newer strains of the virus. If you're hesitant about getting the flu shot, nurses recommend doing your research on a respected site. Mayo's Flu Clinic will be open Monday through Friday from 8 until 5:30.
And as we head out the door today, we are going to be looking at mainly clear skies here this morning with temperatures in the upper 20s to low 30s. Highs rising to the upper 30s to low 40s, while still sunny here this afternoon, but a very chilly one as we are expecting some pretty strong gusty winds again.
The doors are now open this morning to a new space where you can check off your grocery list. La Crosse's new Hy-Vee store opened at 6 o'clock this morning. It has 105,000 square feet of space featuring several departments and amenities, including hibachi, a sit-down bar, and a floral department. Employees say they are ready for a busy couple of months.
We're going to get through, Halloween and get through that, then we're kind of right into the holidays. So it's almost baptism by fire, but the crew's ready to go, and we're ready to flip into the holiday season, and we can't wait.
The president and CEO of the store says it makes sense to help customers save on both groceries and gas.
We just feel like it's a good marriage. It's a great opportunity for us to be able to save customers money on fuel at the same time while shopping with us. So it just, on both fronts, it makes a lot of sense for us and our customer.
Again, the doors opened at 6 o'clock this morning. It is located next to Valley View Mall.
And bundle up out there this morning. Temperatures in the upper 20s, low 30s, 36 degrees at noon, and breezy here throughout the day. Highs around 46, northwest winds 15 to 25. So it's going to feel like temperatures in the 20s and 30s today, Jordan.
Any chance we can shake the coats at all this week?
Yeah, probably towards the end of the week.
Okay.
Get rid of them.
Something to look forward to. We're a glass half full station here. Well, don't forget to keep up with the news of the day at news8000.com. We'll have the latest coming up this afternoon on News 8 Now at noon. CBS Mornings follows us here. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.